The officer took a light bite of the apple, but the prisoner pulled out a grenade and started chewing on it in a comical way. Seeing the prisoner's smile, the officer got angry and landed a strong punch to the prisoner's stomach. The officer thought the punch would bring the prisoner under control, but to his surprise, the prisoner suddenly began to vomit violently. Amid everyone's shock, the prisoner pulled a long ribbon from his mouth, and at the end of it was a medal from the German Empire. The officer's face turned stern, and he asked angrily, "What is all this?" Suddenly, the sound of an alarm clock startled everyone. A soldier ran to turn it off, only to find the clock had come from behind the prisoner. The soldier was stunned. How did his clock end up with the prisoner? He raised his hand to strike the prisoner, but then saw there was no threat. All the soldiers burst into laughter, letting go of their seriousness, mocking the prisoner and calling him a clown. But they didn't know that all of this was part of a bigger plan. Seeing the soldiers' reaction, the prisoner continued his act and performed with full drama. Then suddenly, he tried to escape. The officer immediately ordered the soldiers to chase after him. When the soldiers reached the door, they saw the prisoner running off with a wooden barrel. Once again, they relaxed and started catching him playfully, laughing and joking. But as soon as the barrel hit the ground, something strange happened. The prisoner suddenly disappeared. The soldiers panicked and began searching everywhere, but he was nowhere to be found. Just then they heard the meow of a cat nearby. The soldiers turned to look and found that this too was another one of the prisoner's jokes. They all laughed again, discussing the prisoner's tricks and pranks. But the officer grew uneasy. He began to realize that the prisoner's actions couldn't belong to an ordinary man. The officer immediately took a girl hostage to force the prisoner to surrender. Seeing the girl's condition, the prisoner instantly pretended to surrender. But in the very next moment, the officer was stunned. The prisoner did something no one could have expected. All the soldiers lunged to capture him, but just as they did, they realized the hostage girl had vanished. The officer quickly ordered the soldiers to stay alert, but it was already too late. Suddenly, a rain of bullets began, wiping out all the German soldiers. Only one soldier survived, staring in shock at the bodies around him. He let out a sigh of relief, but then something even more terrifying happened. The prisoner, thought to be dead, slowly stood up. He calmly raised his hand, and in the very next moment,